Hello there, dear people. I hope you're well. I'm back now with a astrology video. It was a while ago, but I wanted to break down a pretty interesting subject today, and that is about Pluto. I am a Pluto dominant astrologer, so it's usually what I will break down here, but other aspects as well. But I want to break down Pluto through the houses, what they would mean for you specifically. And what I've noticed is that Pluto, which house it is, like will make an impact in your life and your persona, but not the zodiac sign that much. But it's up for debate. But it works to use the zodiac sign if Pluto is in a fixed sign, in a cardinal sign, and mutable. So the energy will change. But I will just focus on that. And if Pluto is aspecting your personal planets, it will also make more of an impact. Even like if the orb is tight, it will make more of an impact, most definitely. But yeah, so the first house is, the house of self. It is house of the personality, the body. It represents willpower and ambition. It's associated with Aries, but it's mainly your physical body and aura and so on and so forth. So when Pluto is here, Pluto represents the past. Pluto astrology is mainly about healing past traumas to become more resilient, to become more powerful in that way. Pluto will not give you power. You need to like face resistance in order to get it, face a lot of death and rebirth. But here, I would suspect that something traumatic happened to the body or the aura of the person when he or she was young. And Pluto in the first house, it creates someone who could become possessed by entities from a different reality, different dimension. But it's should it, Pluto represents the aura, so Pluto is a very malevolent, dark energy. So I see Pluto as emotional abuse. It's associated with Scorpio, sexual abuse. So perhaps someone with Pluto in the first house experienced emotional abuse, sexual abuse early on in life to the body and personality. Uh, Pluto in the first house will create someone who will transform their self identity many, many times throughout their life. And why these people face so much hardship in life and difficulties and sudden events. So when they have, transformed themselves into a more spiritual, wise, insightful healer or master astrologer or psychologist, they will become very powerful people. They know how, they got a very like high degree of knowledge about themselves. They know what makes them tick. They know, like they are the master of themselves, their psychology and their triggers and their emotions and so on and so forth. So these people have conquered themselves. So Pluto in the first house people are really a force to be reckoned with. They have faced death, they have faced sudden events so many, many times. They face themselves, their own darkness. They do shadow work constantly. So these people are not to be played with. They are very strong, very resilient, and good at finding weaknesses of people. Uh, Pluto in the second house, what does that mean? Uh, I see the second house as the family, but I do both Vedic and Western astrology here. So in Vedic astrology, the second house represents family, um, but not in tropical. But so it means that this person were born into a Plutonian family, maybe people who even were criminals. If Pluto represents the underworld, Hades, but it doesn't have to be the case. But they were born in an intense, powerful, dynamic family. Maybe some trauma happened. in the family. And these people later in life, they get very obsessed and like to make their family powerful or to teach them the dark arts or astrology or hidden things. They want to teach their family this, and they are very, very protective of their, family. Pluto in the second house people, they will really attack you, come after you if you challenge their family. And these people become really good at dealing with money. It can either be good or bad. They can be like they spend money, overindulge in money, and they like don't know what to do with it really, or else they learn everything about money there is, economy, finances. They become the best finance, brokers and money brokers, and like they will work for taxes. They will be obsessed with money and gaining money. So these people will become rich, or they will face a lot of death and rebirth in regards to their money and joint assets and possessions. These people become very emotionally passionate with their possessions. They become very protective of it and obsessed with it. Pluto in the third house uh, creates someone who have a very dynamic and powerful way of communicating. They want to Pluto is a subconscious force. Not many people realize this. So Pluto in the third house people, they subconsciously they want to dominate people with their communication style. They might like run people over in communication. Like they will just be very dynamic and powerful, and these people will play mind games with their communication, and they will learn everything how to communicate and manipulate people for their personal gains. And third house also represents our guts and how brave we are. So these people, they are very brave. They are, they see themselves as the darkness. So these people, they can really break down people mentally with their way of communicating. Many people might think that this person is a Scorpio, because Pluto is the home planet of Scorpio, and the Scorpios conversate in a very dynamic and powerful way, and Pluto in third house natives do this as well. And they will have a very emotionally intense relationship with their siblings. Traumatic things might happen with the siblings, power dynamics there. But if Pluto is exalted, if it's Scorpio or Leo, it won't be as bad. Pluto in the fourth house. The fourth house is also, our childhood and mother and family. So these people might have experienced something traumatic with the mother when they grew up, some sudden event with the mother. Maybe the mother was mentally sick, or yeah. And they were at the same thing with the second house, Pluto. There were power struggles in the family, a lot of power plays, and they can be very domineering against their family members. These people, uh, they have a very strong emotional, bond with their home environment and neighborhood and home country. These people will protect them, and they have a very deep bond with the mother. They will protect their mother to the death. Like they will come after you if you do something against your mother. uh, Pluto in the fifth house would indicate that uh, you know you might be very emotionally passionate and obsessed with art. You might be really good at like create dark things, like making your own tarot deck, or making your own horror game, or like using your dark emotions to harness the energy of Pluto to create dark games or dark movies. Like being a movie writer is someone who would make amazing horror movies, would have Pluto in the fifth house. And these people could like have children that are very domineering and plutonic by nature, and even criminal if Pluto's badly placed, and if it's Pluto's badly aspected. Pluto in the sixth house creates someone who is obsessed with work. They will take their work with them to the grave, and they will be very, very obsessed with their, health, diet, and all those concepts. And these people, they might attract, the sixth house's enemies. So these people might attract enemies that are pretty powerful, maybe even more powerful than them, but they will face those, enemies, and they will also have this Plutonian energy of like wanting to defeat their enemies. Uh, they will be willing to kill to defeat their enemies. They will not sleep until they've done that. Pluto in the seventh house create a lot of death and rebirth in relationships, intimate relationship, partnerships. Uh, these people become really business shrewd. They're good at business. They can read body language. They know what to say and use their magnetic charm. Seventh house is also business deals and partnerships with do. They have might attract very powerful business associates that they gain money with, and they will have very intimate, like intense relationship with their partners. There will be some definite rebirth in partnerships, but it will become better for them. Pluto in the eighth house just makes someone very, very obsessed, even more than the first house, with occult science and knowledge and psychology and mathematics. These people are, the psychic mediums you want to go to talk with different spirits from different dimensions. And these are the people who you want to have as a tarot layer, someone who does tarot for you or astrology. They become extremely emotionally passionate with these concepts. And these people, they face a lot of death and rebirth in life. Many family members might die, and they might have experienced something very traumatic during the childhood, sexual abuse even. Pluto in the ninth house creates someone who, have this way of maybe preaching religion or philosophy in a very manipulative way, brainwashing their, associates, like Charles Manson kind of. Uh, they might have a very twisted view about spirituality and religion that they might manipulate, in their preaching of religion and philosophy to make people to like have them in their power, like Charlie Manson and Charles Manson did. Like that's a great example of Pluto in ninth house, or Jupiter in Scorpio, like he had. The 10th house Pluto, someone also is very obsessed with their career, their daily routine, their structures. Their father might have been a very powerful authority figure, someone who might have been a criminal, or someone who worked as a psychologist, or someone who worked as a police officer or military man, someone in with a lot of power, a CEO perhaps. Yeah, this person takes their work with them to the grave, like Pluto in the sixth house, and they might like have a lot of death or rebirth in their career, and yeah, they will face a lot of hardships there, but they will. These people make the best careers as as a tarot practitioner, tantra practitioner, yoga practitioner, or psychic medium, or a psychologist or shamanic healer. Yeah, this is like the house of career, and these people might have a very dark, public image about them. They might have a reputation for doing something mm, like criminal, or they might have a very dark, twisted reputation about them. Pluto in the 11th house. The 11th house I see as the house of gains. So these people, they gain very good psychic gifts. They become very resilient naturally. They don't really have to face a lot of death and rebirth in life. These people, the way they get their income, might be in shamanic healing or psychology, or as a coal miner digging deep for secret truths, CAI detective, someone who get a lot of gains here, someone who they might not face a lot of death and rebirth or deaths in their surroundings. They might can deal with it in a very effective way and gain something from it. Pluto in the 12th house creates an occultist who can speak with different spirits from different dimensions and channel. And these people, they are very, they have really faced a lot of, ghosts and spirit when they grew up, and they become, very tough people. Pluto in the 12th house. They might like to work in dark areas like prisons or hospitals, and they might even end up there one day. Okay, everybody, thank you for watching. I would really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel so I can make more videos like this. Hit that subscribe button like they say in other videos. I don't like to be mainstream. And yeah, if you want to buy a personal reading from me, I'm open for it. I do astrology for a living. So email me at carlnybrink@gmail.com. Yeah, I will write it down below, and I'm open for synastry, transit readings, and natal chart readings and progression readings. And my price is affordable. All right, dear people. Thank you for watching. Never forget that you're stronger than you believe. Be good to yourself. Namaste, and may God bless you.